good? What's up, everybody? Welcome to this episode of Chewin the Rag. We are not solo today. I keep saying it. I keep saying, like, we're not going to keep doing solo episodes. I know they're fucking boring. I know they're fucking boring. And I meant that shit. Today, I am joined by Swaggy Dr Kush. What's up, brother?
What's going on, baby? How we doing? I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be one of your first guests. I don't think the solo episodes are boring. You got a loud personality. You fill the gaps. You're a perfect person for the solo episodes. I could fucking never. I got bad ADHD. I'll start looking at the
Dude.
wall for 10 minutes.
Dude, it's been like, so, like, we were doing good with guests, and then I started, like, this room is all renovated and shit, and I just had to, like, pause, and then just a bunch of shit happened. So it was like constantly rearranging stuff, not just on my end either, just other people couldn't make it. So I'm trying to get back on pace, and I figured you're a good one to start with. Tell me a little bit about yourself. So I understand, obviously, you're a streamer.
Mhm.
Obviously, you are the highest white belt on the East Coast. you are you are Dr. Kush himself. Where are you even located, man? I know you're on the East
uh,
Coast with me.
I'm from Rhode Island, so I'm shit. In Rhode Island now, we have so many fucking content creators. But when I first started 3 years ago, there weren't many of us. There was only like five or six, and now little old Rhode Island's got so many people trying to make it out of this bum ass state. But yeah, man, from the East Coast, I try to do a lot of shit with people from the East Coast too, especially now that I've been opening up my IRL content and stuff like that. Um, you know, I am a streamer, like, and like in and out. I'm like the live content is like that's me. Like I love just hitting the button and just going live and talking to my people and hanging out and play a lot of video games. I smoke a lot of weed. I react to a lot of shit. Uh, and for the first like year or two, I really fell into UFC content. um and from there, I got into the pro scene, and I started hosting my own tournaments, and I started competing in tournaments, and I started competing for prime time, and then which ended up leading me to my pro retirement, and then stepping into the booth with prime time commentating. But when UFC 5 came out, that's kind of when, like, I'd say that's where my content took like a full 360.
Yeah.
And like because in December of 2023, I was down bad. Everything was down. My mental was down, my physical was down, my numbers were down, the content was shit. Like, I was not producing good content at the end of 2023. I was in my own head, and I was getting comfortable. And and then fast forward to end January 2024, I'm in upstate New York getting my ass beat by game changer Anthony Romero, and like fucking changed my life, bro. Like like a lot of people say they got their ass kicked and it changed their life, but like this legit changed my life for the
Yeah,
better. Like,
right.
I got back to Rhode Island, my numbers were up. People actually cared about me. People actually cared to like tune in and listen to what I was saying, and things started popping off from there. My YouTube started doing good, so then I dropped the Swagcast, which is my podcast. It comes out every Wednesday. And shit, with the podcast, I've been able to talk to people I look up to, like Marshall Mind and Prioxis and I Game You Watch, Roy Season. Fucking Sam Alvey came on the fucking podcast. Like it, like my life has changed for the better, and the content, I generally feel like this year was the start of it, and I'm making a name for myself, and I'm getting out there, and I won I had another influencer match in May against Philly Blunts, who's another
Yeah.
streamer from Rhode Island. I won with the Gilly, and I kind of put myself on the map for the influencer grappling again. Reminded people that it is a thing. People started getting excited, and shit. By the end of the year, we could get an influencer grappling card going. I know I've been talking about that all year now, but like that's a dream of mine, and a lot of people see that as a vision too. And yeah, I've just been training, and like I'm a yapper, so you ask me a question,
Yeah.
I'm gonna just yap. You're
No,
gonna have
you're
to
good.
stop
That's
me.
that's that's what this is. That's what Chew the Rag is. It's literally, I tell everybody, obviously you're gonna bring in some people that don't know me, aren't familiar with me. That's what this is. I rant, I ramble, I don't really like it. I might have a topic that I want to talk about, but nothing's scripted. It's just so you'll get a lot of snapping my fingers while I'm thinking, but that's me because I'm gonna fucking yap and ramble just like you. So that's perfect. I wanted to bring up so you mentioned December 20. That's probably right around when I started following you because John Ramirez, who UFC 5 streamer, obviously you're
Mm-hmm.
familiar with him on TikTok. I followed him for a while and you popped in the chat. He's like, "Oh, what's up, Swaggy? Everybody go check out Swaggy." And I was like, "Oh, who is this? Let me go check this out." And I noticed a lot of the UFC content, the pro wrestling, like the WWE or AEW video game, whatever one you're playing. It might even be
Mm-hmm.
both. Um, and I was like, "Oh, let me check him out. He's got a loud personality. That's somebody that I could fuck with. Like that's who I mesh well with." So yeah, that right around the time you talked about, you kind of noticed the plateau, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually when I found you, ironic enough. So it's
Mm.
like it all kind of happened at the same exact point in time.
What's actually funny about John Ramirez, I love John Ramirez. He's one of the homies. We
Such a
go
good
way
dude.
back. He made his pro UFC 4 debut against me in the main event of a league that will not be mentioned.
Yeah.
However, we main evented that, and it was kind of like the ending to my pro career. Like I won the fight, but it was just like I realized I was not enjoying this shit
Yeah, yeah,
anymore.
yeah.
Especially just strictly UFC. But nah, John's cool. And me and John still mesh well together. You know, we still fuck around on Twitch and I see him every now and then.
Yeah, yeah, no, he's super nice guy. If you don't follow John, definitely be sure to do that. But yeah, I noticed so obviously the jump to Gilly, and I noticed the same exact thing you're mentioning. So I mean, you're up what? You're about 2,000 almost on Twitch, 2,000 on TikTok. Like everything is on the up and up for you. And then to cap it off, the fucking Celtics win a goddamn championship. I'm a Bulls fan. I don't like to talk about it.
I, I'm not even like when it comes to sports, my main sports are like MMA,
Yep.
MMA, pro wrestling, and football. I'm a diehard
Yep.
Dallas Cowboys fan. It's garbage. It sucks. I hate my life, but and it happens to. But we understand. We live in the same boat. But I'm from the area, and I've been following the Celtics my entire life. I may not like watch like every single game. I watched
Right.
every finals game, obviously, but it's nice to be a champion. And I was at the parade yesterday. And yeah, no, it's a great time. It's great. I hope Dallas can bring us a championship because I will love to go to a Dallas parade.
Oh yeah, we're pulling up together. We're not too far. You
No,
mentioned you came to upstate New York, you mentioned. Where about in upstate New York were you?
nobody's ever heard of this place. It's called Anienta. Nobody's ever
Okay.
fucking or one
On
Anienta. I always get corrected. They
Oneonta. Oneonta.
yes, they're always screaming at me. And
Yeah.
but when I was up there, I made so many friends too. Like the amount of connections I made. I'm going back up there by the end of the year to get a training session in with Romero, and I met a brown belt out there, and the gym up there is awesome. So like I wanna get a couple of days training in the gym, and definitely want to get back up to New York because they got some killers coming from that gym, man.
Oh yeah,
It's a
yeah.
lot of
New York.
dogs, especially Romero. Like Romero's a great guy to train with. He's very teachable. I still I text him maybe twice a week. Like we are still like very much in contact, and like how's jiu-jitsu going, and I'll tell him
Yeah.
I'm working on this, and he'll kind of lead me in a direction. And same with like Marshall or guys like that. I could always, if I need any advice, or Z Hunter's the same way. If I need any advice on jitsu, I could always ask one of them. And like it's just awesome having those kind of connections, especially because like those are guys that I like look up to content wise, and
Yep.
now like we're just going about with everyday conversation.
Yep. I'm from Albany. I live right outside of
Oh,
Albany.
okay.
So when you were talking about like, oh, nobody's ever heard of it, I was like, all right, here we go. I figured it was gonna be
Listen,
one of those
listen.
damn cities.
I love New York City. New York City is one of my favorite places ever. Besides Vegas, New York City is like right up there. But when it comes to upstate New York, I think I was in Albany for a little bit, but like the
Yep.
dumps of Albany, because I was like in my vlog, of like the trip up there, I talked so much shit about upstate New York. I was like, this place is a fucking dump. And once I finally got to Atlanta, it was snowing. And the
Yep.
snow, the amount of snow that was
Yep.
falling was fucking ridiculous because it's upstate New York snow. And we get a lot of snow in Rhode Island, but it was nothing I've ever fucking seen before. And I was just bitching, bro. I was outside smoking a blunt because I couldn't smoke in my B&B, and I'm just getting snowed on. And I'm like, I'm gonna kick Romero's ass tomorrow for this bullshit. And I ended up getting fucked up.
Yeah, dude. So the thing with upstate New York, if you're just driving through it, you're like, this place is fucking, the state fucking flower is a cigarette. It's a fucking Newport. It's like, it's not a great place. But if you're hanging around here, there is some decency to it. I'm about now. Yeah, I'm about now. I live like probably like 30 minutes from Albany. I'm outside of Albany now. But yeah, that like Bert Kreischer came and talked shit about like everybody who comes through to Albany talks shit about Albany.
There's a fucking dump. It's not all of it, I'm sure, but like where I was, I took the bus up. So like I know the bus stations are in the worst spots. And I was at the bus station in Albany, and it was just all around me, just broken buildings. And I was looking for a fucking Burger King or something, and everything was just vacated and fucking broken.
Bro, that's as soon as you get to upstate New York, there's a welcome sign. It's like, welcome to the Capital District. Everything is fucking boarded up and broken. That's what it says underneath.
Like the city's way better.
Especially in like the winter, bro, because nobody's doing shit in the winter.
Nah.
We have like our 3 to 4 months where everybody's like getting their work in, and then it's like, nah, that's it. We're not touching these fucking buildings.
No, when I was up there, like and Oneonta is a straight college town. Like, the only reason you travel there is to go to college.
Yeah.
So
100%.
Like, so like, and my Airbnb. Oh wait, this is I actually almost forgot this part. My Airbnb in Oneonta, I actually stayed with a host. So I stayed at a fucking hostel. That's like I'm a character, and I like a story. And if you stay in a hostel Airbnb, like that means there's somebody else already living there. And if you stay in one of those, you're getting a story. Like, you're getting a story. And I got multiple because this lady wanted to kick me out because she started smelling my weed. And but then she felt so bad because she thought I was smoking, but I wasn't. It was just the smell, and I got rid of it, so she made me meatballs. It was fucking crazy. Like, the whole thing's fucking wild. But yeah, nah, shout out to my girl Cindy. Next time I go back up there, I'm staying with my girl Cindy again. Like, it was a fantastic time.
Yeah, bro. I mean, at least like you didn't go to Binghamton. Like, stay out of Binghamton. You want to talk about a fucking dump? Binghamton's a fucking dump. I did comedy and I would go to Binghamton for open mics. And there's fucking 3 people. It's like I couldn't tell if it was a bar, if there was like a fucking dance club. Binghamton sucks. Everybody's sketchy. Nobody there likes where they live. So everybody there is just dragging feet. You look like you're gonna get stabbed by the first guy you look at wrong. And I was like, this is awful. There is road work every fucking turn. So yeah. Albany's Miami compared to fucking Binghamton.
Upstate New York. I next time I will be back up there, unfortunately, but next time I definitely won't have Binghamton on the card.
Yeah,
I definitely won't be even looking.
There's
for that
good
place.
people. There's good people there, but it is a fucking dump. Like, there's so many good people, like really nice people. And for every one nice person, there's 6 that look like they want to fucking kill you.
But fortunately, though, my content hasn't only brought me to for now it's only brought me to upstate New York. But like I have other there's opportunities to go other places as well. It's just kind of more of like, because I still work 40 hours a week at Whole Foods.
Right.
So I still have a full-time job, and content's kind of like my side thing for now. And I do about 35 to 40 hours a week on content. I do barely sleep, but that's a part of the hustle. It's a part of the grind. And so many content creators have told me that, like, you have to be able to make these sacrifices if this is what you truly want. And right now I just generally can't afford to go full time, and that's fine. And I
Yeah.
know one day it'll be possible, but right now it's not. So I have to kind of like stretch more things out and find time for certain things. But like eventually, hopefully by the end of the year, I want to do a bunch of stuff. Like I want to go down and go down to North Carolina and collab with Marshall Mind. Get his big bulky ass on the mats. Bro, he got Saquon Barkley ass legs, so he's gonna fuck me up.
Yeah.
But it'll be a time, it'll be an experience. I want to go down to Washington and collab with like J Dime TV and go check out a fucking Washington Commanders Cowboys game. Go down to Florida, collab with like Roger Warhol, Virginia for Cody Denko. Like there's so many places and so many people that I've made connections with that like we can, and we're like we're like generally similar as to like how we look at content and like how we feel about certain things, and like we could get amazing masterpieces together, like all of us. And so by the end of the year I want to eventually hopefully make all of those trips and be able to get all of that content, because that would be awesome, you know.
Yeah, the Swaggy Doctor fucking East Coast tour. Just go start up, just make your way down. That's the fucking move. You'll have to hit me up. We can grapple. We can grapple. I got a little bit. I don't have
uh,
I never did gi, so
Ooh,
we'll know gi.
I like, obviously all of my wrestling experience is like wrestling experience. So it's like
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
used to the no-gi, but the past couple of months I've like really been, especially since I started, and like I now do no-gi sessions, but the gi work is so important to like the knowledge
Yeah.
of jiu-jitsu, just to like know the
Mhm.
grips and like where to grab and like certain things. And there's certain submissions that I love to hit that you just can't hit in no gi. Like
No.
I'm a menace. I will pull my gi out and wrap it around somebody's neck. 100% legal. That shit is
Yeah.
legal. You can murk
Yeah.
people with your own gi, and I love it.
Yeah,
I
dude.
fucking love that. You never caught me taking my singlet strap out and wrestling, trying to rip somebody's face off. So
Yeah.
like, it's a different. That's why I love gi. I just love gi because of shit like that. But and especially in the heat, no gi is moves.
Yeah, yeah, bro. That's the big thing right there. This weather, bro. I'm not trying to gee up and fucking the diet. The
I
gym I trained in was in a garage and it has an air
Okay.
conditioner
Hmm.
now. 3 years ago, that was a fucking luxury, bro. It was like, I swear to God, it was like 95 outside, 110 in there, and our asses were in there just fucking dying. You couldn't even walk. Everything, you're slipping, you're sliding. But now these motherfuckers, they're spoiled. The air conditioning is spoiled to me. You got to go through what I went through. God damn it.
Yeah, no, so we do have AC. The first two
Yeah.
weeks when it was like 90 degrees out, he refused to turn it on.
Yep.
But he does put it on now. However, actually, so like I'm especially this week because I just started Elden Ring, and that's the big stream run right now. I'm doing Elden
Yeah.
Ring run, like I'm finally getting into it, and it's brutal and painful, but I'm sure it's hilarious to watch me go through it. However, so Thursday, I I worked in the morning and I drink a bunch of coffee while I'm at work, but I do
Yep.
eventually switch to water. So I'm drinking, and it was like 96 out. And it was a gi class Thursday night. So I drank a bunch of water during stream, bunch of water. And I go to jitsu. I was fine for like the hour class. Then open mat started. I had two really intense rolls. Then my third roll starts, and it's this big guy. He like 250, but he ain't got no stripes on his white belt. So I'm gonna fuck his shit up. So like what I do with the big boys, I always stand up, because like if they dare take a shot on me, which is a horrible decision, because especially if they have no wrestling experience, they're just slow. They're just diving at your legs, and it's a
Yeah.
horrible experience.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
horrible time to do that against somebody with experience like myself. But I like stood up from my seated stance and like got so lightheaded, and like he like ankle picked me, and I like fainted with it, and then like The next thing I know, this man's mounting me, going for a Kimura. So I tapped immediately, and I was like, "Listen, this is so embarrassing, but I think I'm dehydrated and I'm gonna die. I gotta leave." And I just like stopped. I just stopped the roll, just fucking dipped, and like I felt like it could have been like, oh damn, he just doesn't want to get tapped out by a non-stripe. It wasn't like that at all. Because like I don't care what rank you are. If you outweigh me by 100 pounds, you have the opportunity to lay on me if I give you something.
Yeah,
but,
exactly.
but yeah, like it was just like stay hydrated during the heat, you know. And it's something that like sometimes I forget. Like I'll be making so much I get every day like the way, especially if I have work, I'll wake up at 4 a.m. I go into work for 4:30. I'm out by 1. I'm home by 1:30. I usually edit something for like 30 minutes to 45 minutes. I'm live by 2:15, and then on my jitsu days, I'm out of the house by 5:30 and on my way to jitsu. So like sometimes I'll like forget to eat. I'll forget to drink water, and it's bad. It's like really bad, but like it's unfortunately the point I'm at right now where like I have to force myself to like take 5 minutes to like go eat a meal or like drink a bottle of water.
It's like right now we're going through this heat wave thing, right? It's fucking 93 to 98, real feel 100, whatever the fuck it is. And I work in a warehouse with no air conditioning, no airflow. I have a box fan that I bungee corded to the top of a rack. So it's blocked by a bunch of shit anyway. Nothing's coming in from that box fan but fucking dust. So I'm just blowing that around. And I'm the same way. Like, bro, I'm a caffeine addict. I can admit that 100%. So whether it's like 2 coffees and then an espresso and then like, oh yeah, you're going to Cumbies, just grab you a fucking energy drink, a Gatorade, and a bottle of water. And like I'll drink my water with all that, but like, bro, you're not outweighing the shit that you've ingested already. you've already lost.
Yeah, and like it's horrible too, cause like I like work at a Whole Foods, so on occasion my lunch will be healthy, but realistically, like I have a McDonald's in my plaza. And like I'm not like I'm on a Whole Foods fucking salary. Like I'm not like making millions out here. I'm like I'm barely getting by. So like if I get the value menu double cheeseburger at McDonald's for lunch, I'm saving money. I'm saving myself money, and it might not be the best meal, but you know, it fills me up. It does the job, you know. So like that, I mean, it sucks, but like that's the type of life I gotta live right now. Hopefully it's different in a year. You know, hopefully I work so hard and I get to the point where like I don't have to work 8-hour shifts. So I do have a little bit more time to maybe prepare some salmon. You know, I've been craving the salmon. I love cooking. I just don't have time to cook anymore. Like my cooking is a bowl of Cocoa Pebbles is like the meal I'll make now. Like
insane, bro. Are you so obviously you're talking about like influencer grappling, everything like that. Are you looking at, competitions outside of that? Looking at like Naga, all those guys, or
so I was actually going to compete this month. I was going to compete on Father's Day, but I tweaked my ankle last month. So I decided I'm just going to take the month off from competition. I'm not going to compete yet because for my first competition, I want to be 100%.
Of course.
We have a Providence Naga in September, and I'm planning on competing at beginner white belt. I know I'm getting to the point where I will start raising eyes like this kid should be a blue belt. I'm just hoping I don't get there until like November, December, so I can compete in September at beginner. And I've already talked to my coach about it. I've talked to teammates about it. Like, if a promotion is coming, it'll be another stripe. It won't be a blue belt. And that's not even me cocky saying that. I'm just like, I feel like when my first day of jiu-jitsu compared to like right now, I was so like I was so sloppy and like I forgot a bunch of wrestling stuff. I really didn't know anything. I was a fish day one all over again. But now like a lot of my wrestling has come back. I'm like shooting for takedowns at will. I'm learning judo, and judo's coming to me easier because of the wrestling.
Yep.
I'm like I'm taking people's backs by just using like switches and like shit you would do in wrestling. My wrist control is like unmatched. Just simple shit you learn in wrestling has like come back to me to help so much. And wrestling is the perfect base for any grappling or mixed martial
Easily.
arts.
Easily.
Like if you're a wrestler, you're gonna dog walk somebody that only got jiu-jitsu. And I give some of the blue belts problems because of my wrestling. I give all of the white belts problems because of my wrestling. I gave a purple belt a problem recently because of my wrestling. He did nip it in the bud real fast, but these are just like the things I'm noticing. I'm starting to get better at like turning my wrestling into jiu-jitsu and really like bringing back my basics and putting that into the sport of jiu-jitsu. And my guard's trash though. If you see me in guard, I'm fighting for my life.
Do you have any striking or anything that you're looking into, or you try
I
to
was
just strictly grapple for a bit?
I was actually striking. I did 3 spars last week. I'm so I used to do a little bit of kickboxing here and there, but like
Yeah,
I was always a grappler.
right.
I would do it to stay in shape. I was never a striker, and I never claimed to be a fucking striker either. And and I got my ass beat in these spars, even against somebody that like is ass. He's just longer than me, and like
Yeah.
I couldn't get in there because it's been so long, and like all of the and but I think if I trained striking for a little bit, it would still even be just for fun. I would never
Yeah.
compete striking or anything like that. I do enjoy my face. There's like a running joke in my community because I always get offered these small creator boxing fights, like by Breakout Boxing and like by promotions like this. And like I'm not like saying anything bad against them. Those promotions are needed to like make influencer boxing what it is. Like those
Mhm.
promotions like start. Those are like the grinding promotions. I'm not ready to sacrifice my face for free. Like y'all saw what happened to Romero. That was grappling, and that's like my expert of that's where that's what I
Yeah,
do.
right,
And
right.
and and even against Philly, I struggled just because of the weight difference. Like I didn't want to, like I said earlier, if I'm in my guard, I'm fighting for my life, and I didn't want to give him that because of the weight
No.
difference. So
Yeah.
yeah, in boxing, you think I'm gonna box somebody? Crazy work, insane. Unless they're dropping the bag, I'll sell out. I'll sell out for a bag. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. If
Well,
you're
like,
signing a check, I will get in there with gloves on. If not, I'm sorry, we got to keep it grappling. I'll grapple anywhere though. I will
bro,
grapple any.
this is the argument I have because like I have a buddy who's like, "Oh, would you ever box this guy?" And I'm like, "Was it paying?" He goes, "Yeah," but and I'm like, "Yeah, bro, I got my ass whooped for free. Like, there's YouTube videos of me doing MMA like in a cage in front of my family, losing, getting my ass whooped. You think a couple bucks won't get me in there? I'm not gonna die. There's a ref. I'll be all right. Like,
I I traveled for 9 hours for free to go get slammed 8 times. My mother watched that match. And yeah, if they're dropping a check for boxing, I'm going. Like I'm going.
easy,
You know,
easily.
you still don't gotta pay me to grapple. All right, I will grapple anybody for free. That's just because I generally think there's some creators that like they won't touch the grappling because they're like, damn, that's kind of sus. That's kind of
Yeah, there's
sus.
a lot of people.
Especially you'll see me on stream. I get a lot of shit for this because like I got mats right behind me. So
Yeah.
like I grapple on stream every now and then, and like if I'm pissed off, like if something like the other day in Elden Ring, I went and demonstrated putting a boss in Spider Guard, what that would be. And I was like, I said, if I took Margit and I put him in Spider Guard, he wouldn't be able to stop me. He wouldn't be able to use his hammer. I could roll into mount, and my chat just turned into like an OnlyFans chat. They were like,
Yeah,
yeah, damn girl, god damn Swaggy. And that's why I don't grapple that much anymore. I was grappling like twice a week, but sometimes you fuck up, you wear shorts that are a little too tight, screenshots go on Twitter, everything gets crazy, man. Everything gets crazy. But no, grappling on stream I still do a lot, and I do generally think that some creators won't touch the grappling because of the sus things in grappling. But like that's why we got influencer boxing, and it's so cool that like influencers from like all realms are like getting into
right.
combat. There are some people that shouldn't, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that is what it is. I mean, even right now, so I haven't really like steadily trained in a few years probably, and like, but like 2 weeks ago, I'm still in the group chat with all the guys, and they're like, "Oh, anybody around for a body?" And I was like, "I'll spar. Like, fuck it, I'll just go." And I fucking rocked myself, bro. On a guy's, he was throwing like just like a teep or a front side kick, I think it was, and he brought his leg up, and I was either going low to the body. I talked about this on the pod, or an overhand, and I ducked way too low. And the top of my head, I fucking just collided with his knee. He
I
wasn't
saw
even.
that on TikTok. Yeah.
Bro, I saw a flash and I was like, all right, I'm gonna sit out for a second. And then my stupid ass, I sit out, I let my teammates go, and I'm like, I think I'm good. Fuck it. And just get right back in. The dude I'm sparring with, mind you, he's training for a fight. He had a kickboxing match. He got a draw last week, this past Saturday. And he's like 260. I'm 260. And he's like, "Oh, you're 260. That's good. That's good." I was like, "No. We're a different type of 260. I'm an out of shape dad 260. You're training for a fight 260. I'm you're like 6'3", bro. It's not the fucking same." And we're
Nah,
just
bro.
going, and the kid hits hard. He doesn't mean to like, he was sparring with a teammate, and he's like, teammate's like, "Yo, let's just go light, go light." And he's a true heavyweight. Like the kid's he goes, "What the fuck?" I said, "Go light." And he's like, "I am." And I'm like, "I think he is, bro." Like the dude's he naturally cracks.
Yeah, man. Like, so I don't really fuck with the striking that much. Like I have a couple. Content ideas for striking that I don't want to get too deep into, but
Yeah.
I will be striking eventually on the YouTube channel for content, but it won't be like anything crazy, and it won't be like preparing for fights or anything unless the bag is offered. But a lot the grappling content will continue. I've been
Yeah.
working on new grappling opportunities, and it's been a while since I grappled on stream, but that's because actually my friend Muhammad and Brandon, they both are old wrestling buddies of mine. Neither of them were very good wrestlers. Muhammad's accolades are JV state champion, and
Okay.
Brandon's accolades are like all state in baseball. So like not the best wrestlers, and they definitely ain't got no jiu-jitsu knowledge, but they make me look decent on stream. And I learned things, going against I hope they don't see this, bumps. And I learned things going against bums, and so it's good to bring them on stream. But Brandon had tweaked his ankle, and Muhammad's been trying to learn how to get his get back. And I quote, that's what he told me the other day.
God.
He said, "No, I'm gonna watch it on YouTube. I'm gonna come back and get my get back." I was like, "All right, buddy." But yeah, so the grappling on stream will continue again. It's just they were injured, beat up, and my fault. And where my friend group, we're like getting up there. We're like 27 now. Some of them going on 28. They still think they can go to the ball courts and play with these high schoolers, and now they're getting dunked on.
It's me.
They get y'all can't do that no more. We're out of the prime. We're not LeBron. We are not LeBron James. He can go forever. We can't. Like, we're done. We're cooked.
Bro, you should see like every weekend. I'm like, "Oh, yo, sun's out. Who's meeting up? We can go play flag." They're all like, dude, well, how many people do we have? And I'm like, I don't know. We're all in our 30s. I can't get more than fucking 5 people that want to go catch a football and run routes, bro. But like, I'll go. I'll run routes with anybody. I don't give a fuck. I like, and that's the same like mentality I have with, like I said, rolling off the couch and going to spar. I'm like, if like street beefs with that fucking bitch ass fence and that cardboard, if they hit me up and they were like, "Yo, would you want to fight?" I might just say yes because I
I
like the way they have this set up.
I know I've said
I'm
that I
just
would.
like that.
I know I said I need a bag to fight, but if Street Beefs hit me up, I would go to
Bro,
Street Beefs
their
because.
setup is so like I
And
want
listen,
it.
Street Beefs are so legendary too because like Street Beefs has been around forever. Street Beefs has produced some of like the greatest fights like
Yeah,
ever.
dude.
Like I would want to fight in Street Beefs. I might get fucked up, but like just add to their legacy. Swaggy was
Yeah,
here and got fucked up, you know, like.
right. Bro, I used to in high school, I had my backyard. I didn't have a yard. I just had it was all dirt and like gravel. And we would have people come into my backyard. We would use not boxing gloves because we weren't smart. We would use like you would go to Dick's and get the actual like UFC labeled fingerless 4 ounce fucking gloves, no mouth guard, sneakers, and you're doing full MMA in my backyard.
Yeah.
And, like not smart at all, but like that's what we did. Guys, we are going to take a quick break from this episode of Chewin' the Rag to talk to you about Dubby. What is Dubby? Dubby is a jitter-free clean energy company. They carry shakers, they carry energy powder, they carry rehydration drinks, gym bags. That hat back there is actually from Dubby. I got a keyboard, uh, like a mouse pad right here from Dubby. Great company, great quality. I'm somebody that, midday, I want to grab an energy drink while I'm driving around. For work, have my coffee. After work, before recording, for example, let's caffeinate somehow. Dubby negates that. I swear, I have one shaker of Dubby a day is all I need to keep going. And right now, they're offering 20% off. That's 10% off more than what they used to. 20% off if you go to Dubby.gg and use promo code CHEWIN at checkout. That's Dubby.gg and use promo code CHEWIN at checkout. While you are out there browsing the web, taking a look around, be sure to go to chewintherag.com. We have new merch up, t-shirts, tank tops, hats. We got a bunch of like warm weather stuff out there. We've got a whole new different line of stuff from what we used to have. And also on that website, you can find the Discord. You can find all the social medias, where you can find you in the rag, the email to ask questions. The Discord right now is a lot of fun. We're constantly in there just playing games. We've got the Ask the Pod tab where you can ask questions, interact with everybody. We're trying to get that going. So chewintherag.com for merch, social medias, and everything else regarding Chewin' the Rag. Sticker Mule. Guys, if you are familiar with this podcast, if you are familiar with me, you know I like artwork. I like graffiti. I like sticker bombing things. I like skateboard culture. I have custom package bags with my brand on it, with Chewin' the Rag rather on it, stickers with Chewin' the Rag on it. I get compliments on those stickers, on those bags. People ask me where I get them. I'll tell you right now, StickerMule. StickerMule provides me with stickers, labels, bags, t-shirts now. They literally offer everything. They are a local company to where I am. And right now, using the code in this description of this episode, you can save, I believe it's $10 on your first order by signing up. So if you go to StickerMule, go right to the description of this episode, click on the link for StickerMule. It'll bring you to a sign up screen and save $10 on your next order with StickerMule. Stickers, bags, merch, literally everything. Fast. They send you mock-ups. They send you everything you need to ensure that you're getting a quality product, and they are with you every step of the way. So go to the link in the description, go to StickerMule, sign up, save yourself some money today. If you are enjoying the pod show, please be sure to like, rate, subscribe, and share on whatever platform you are listening on. Kind of helps just pick up the pace for us, the algorithm, all that fun, boring stuff that nobody wants to hear about. So if you're enjoying it, please be sure to do that. And thank you again for listening to Chewin' the Rag.
So to actually like one up that a little bit, I had a friend that had this garage, and he had a wrestling mat, like a nice wrestling mat, like 3 rollout mats.
Hmm.
So it was big enough to like spar on and grapple on. However, we created the UGF, the Ultimate Garage Fighting League, and we put on fights. And I actually, they're all still on YouTube, and I fought like 5 times in the garage. I lost once. However, like to go back on the fact that I'm not a striker and never claimed to be a
Yeah.
striker, you
Yeah.
may see me striking in these videos, but look at my opponents and look at what
Yeah.
I'm doing. Like against any solid like we were scrubs thinking we were all that, talking shit,
Yep.
making fight
Yep.
promos, like we thought we were the shit, but like nah, not at all. And and to go back even further on that, I think I'm the way I am because when I was younger, like 8, 9, 10, I had a cousin that's three years age difference of me. So he
Yep.
was like 10, 11. And we would wrestle like downstairs in the backyard, but we would use like legit ladders. Like I've gotten a concussion because he hit me with a chair.
Yeah.
I've broken his ribs before because I put him through a table. Like we fucked each other up as children,
Yeah,
and
dude.
like our parents had to like take shit away from us and like ban us. Like y'all aren't allowed to like touch chairs anymore. Like
Yeah.
y'all aren't allowed to touch the tables. Like stay away from this shit. But we never learned, and that's probably why I'm the way I am today. Stupid.
100%. 100 fucking percent. Dude, my uncle was a fucking psychopath. The dude, well, he knew people, like he had friends who the dude did he's a plumber. He did plumbing for fucking the whole area. So he just knows everybody. He was involved in like mixed martial arts and shit. And on top of the good, he was also a fucking psychopath. I mean, like the type of guy who, like, when he met my aunt, had electrical wire coming out of an outlet so he could just zap people who walked in his bedroom for fun. He once tied a guy up with a like extension cord and rolled tissue paper, a roll of toilet paper, up his nostrils and lit the end so it would just travel up and then just pulled it before it got to his fucking face for fun. And that's who helped raise me and mold me into whatever this is. So like for me, oh, you want to wrestle in the backyard with fucking no, experience anything at all? And I'm like, yeah, absolutely I fucking do, because that's tame compared to what this grown ass man, mind you, this wasn't a couple of years difference. This was a guy who at 5 a.m. brought in a big fucking metal plastic or a metal garbage can from a playground and filled it with firecrackers and threw it in the just bedroom. And I'm like, bro, this is your house if it burns down, not mine. This didn't do anything to hurt me but wake me up, you fucking idiot. This guy was a legitimate psychopath. Great
Nah,
guy.
that's insane work. That's yeah. He was
I'm
savage.
pretty sure. I'm sure he killed somebody. I don't know. I don't know if he'll ever say it, but I'm pretty sure he's killed a man. Might even be a woman. I don't know. That dude, that dude took a fucking gun and shot the curb to scare somebody. I was like, bro. He's like, oh well, I do. I work. The chief of police. I know his house. I do his plumbing. Blah blah blah. I'm like, that's not how it works, bro. Like that doesn't matter. You're a plumber. You're not like Secret Service. That's not like a badge that you're like, I can do that. Look at my fucking drain and sewage license. Fucking psychopath. Oh
He
my
sounds
god.
awesome though. He
He is
sounds awesome.
he's much more tame now.
Oh, good.
Because I
And
mean, if I'm 31 and he's my uncle, like he's up there. He's got to be around 50 plus, still working. Definitely still a little psychotic, but not. He won't act on it. I think he just has to live with it. I think it just
not
doesn't leave your brain.
not lighting people on fire. That's
Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh my god, dude. I don't even know how that came up. That's such a random memory that just popped in my head that he would do that to people.
fucking hilarious.
I'm like, dude, that's not normal. Like that, I know that's
No.
fun for you, where it's like, oh, I tied him up and I didn't let the fire get to his face, but it's like that's not a normal thing. I don't know if it was toilet paper or like lint, something that ignites but doesn't really burst, just fucking rolls up. And I was like, dude, that's not okay. And you wonder why like the people that you helped raise have something wrong with them, whether it's major or minor. Because I spent way too much time with that psychopath. I'll tell you a story. So he once did, I won't name any names or anything, but he once did plumbing for a mall and they didn't pay. And he went back and undid. You know the meme that goes around where it's like, oh, when you pay for or you get an abortion, they don't pay it and they stuff it back in or whatever.
Oh my God, yeah.
That's that's him, bro. He went and flooded the place. He undid their pipes and they called him back for work and paid him for the new work and what they owed him. That
I've
mall's no
seen
longer in business.
I've seen videos of of that but like in houses where like somebody will like redo the entire bathroom and they won't get paid and it'll be like 2-3 weeks and they'll go back with like a sledgehammer and just like
Yeah,
smash the
bro.
bathroom.
It's fucking I don't like the shit that people come up with where it's like imagine this and I'm like no, that's real, bro. I know that's just like a meme, but like if you don't pay for a service, there are people that are going to act on that accordingly.
Well, yeah, you should have paid for the service. God damn.
Especially plumbing, dude. That's shit. It's literal shit. I don't want to work
Yeah,
in shit. I did it for him. It's awful.
all of
It's
that like blue
it's
collar work. Like I was a
yeah,
painter. I was a painter for like 2-3 years. Even
yeah.
that is like gruesome. Even during the
Hmm.
summer, especially during the
Oh,
summer,
dude.
because you're
Yeah, fuck
outside
that.
on roofs, literally in the sun.
Yeah, I work for a stove and chimney place right now. Luckily, I'm just in the warehouse, but like this whole past week, dudes are up on roofs ripping up fucking shingles and doing all this other shit. You don't think like stove and chimney. You're thinking like fireplaces. People aren't really getting that work. People are getting that fucking. It's all the brutal shit that you don't want to work with. It's not going to service a unit. Now it's tearing down and rebuilding a chimney or fucking all that nonsense. So it's like
Yeah.
it doesn't stop.
No, that shit is tough.
What fuck, what was I gonna say? So what are you looking at moving forward? So obviously the goal is to grow the content, right? So
Hmm.
we talked a little bit about that. You're getting into uh looks like Elden Ring, like you mentioned. I'm looking at your stuff here. I got it all pulled up. So it looks like you're kind of branching out in regards to what you're playing. I know a lot of multiverses. I have seen that. Um, what are you just looking to kind of branch out, do a whole variety stream, or
So before UFC took over my life way back when, the goal was to always be a variety streamer.
okay,
Because I'm really big into GTA RP, so I always wanted to be able to like play a little bit of GTA RP and then just hop on multiplayer games for the rest of the day
yeah,
because like GTA RP is like very like story driven and like takes a lot kind of out of you. So like going on a game like Multiverses after a day of RP would be great. I kind of fell out of the RP just due to like I didn't really find great servers. I do still have like crazy RP content up there, and like there's crazy like RP lore in the community for people that have witnessed it. But yeah, I now after all the UFC, I'm finally getting back in the variety, and you see me playing a lot of Fortnite. You see me playing a lot of multiverses. Right
yep,
now, I'm doing a strict Elden Ring run, so I haven't played anything else. I started Elden Ring on Monday, and I have not touched another game since. Even the first boss Margit took me 9.5 hours. Killed me 81 times, and I still did not switch the game. I eventually beat
yeah,
his ass though. We got him. We got it done. But and like shit like that. That's why Elden Ring's amazing because you get your
yeah,
ass
dude.
kicked 81 times, and then you finally get to smoke that Margit pack. But yeah, so like video game wise, I'm really getting back into variety, and I want to be able to play content game, like I'm sorry, like story games and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yep,
And I feel like Elden Ring was a good boost into that. And then I obviously before that, and I will get back into it once I get a little bit deeper in Elden Ring and or beat it. It could take me fucking months to beat this game, so I
Yeah.
probably will eventually get on another game again, but go back to it. But multiverses, Fortnite, a lot of WWE. You'll see me touch like UFC every now and then. And then when it comes to like that's for live content. When it comes to my off stream content, it's really whatever I can like make a story out of for a short.
Right.
Because a lot of my short content will come from stream clips, and I've been doing a lot of the Elden Ring shorts, which are hilarious, hilarious. Like my first Elden Ring short, I'm like the first couple seconds, I'm so happy. I'm like, I'm having such a fun time on this game. It's so calm, it's great. And then like a few seconds later, I'm getting fucked up. I'm losing all my runes. I'm on the ground
Oh
straight
no.
crying like Elden Ring's been hilarious, but like or like I'll give myself a challenge on multiverses or Fortnite, or I do a lot of WWE challenges as well. I feel like I'm more starting to like drift off into like the story driven short content. And then for long form content, all of last week on YouTube I had a strike, so I couldn't post. But we are
Oh
back
no
now.
way.
Yeah, I fucked up. I can never go live on YouTube ever again. That's my problem. My live content just isn't YouTubeable. They
Hmm.
hate me. It's just gonna get me copyrighted every time.
Was it weed
So
or was it music?
no, it was
What'd they hit you with?
the weed got me a strike. The weed got me a warning one day. So then I started shutting my cam off to smoke.
Yeah.
Same
Yeah.
with TikTok. And and then I one day it was a bunch of music a couple of days in a row. And then the one they gave me
Uh
the strike on, I watched Dark Side of the Ring, WCW episode 2.
yeah.
But I watched episode 1 the week before on YouTube as well, and I didn't get anything for it. But episode 2 I guess was flagged, and
What the fuck?
so I got a complete strike for it. I tried to appeal it, it didn't work. But now I'm back. I'm gonna be much more careful with my live streams. I will be starting to go live again on TikTok. Um, just my stream labs got weird, so I've just been only streaming on Twitch and Twitter. But when it comes to
Yeah.
long form content, I want to get into more IRL stuff and like kind of step away from long form video game content, because like that's what my live streams are.
Right.
I don't
Exactly.
I I don't really want to be off stream making like more video game content. If I'm gonna be like off stream, I want to be like doing something that like I enjoy and like making content out of it. Like there's a bunch of ideas I have. I just have to find the time to do these things, and a
Right.
bunch of creators I want to work with that will help with the long form too. So like and there's so many people that like Nabality and Marshall that have like given me like their genius on the YouTube side. And you know, I just YouTube's tough to grow on. YouTube's probably been my toughest to grow on.
Yeah.
I'm at like 519, whereas like everything else I'm in the thousands. And YouTube's very tough to grow on. But we're getting there slowly but surely. And the podcast is definitely helping too. And I now have the podcast on every single platform. So
Right.
like
Which
I'm
is
seeing
huge.
growth in that. Yeah, massive. Seeing growth
Hmm.
in that. So yeah, hopefully, you know, the YouTube just continues to grow with everything else. And even on Twitch, we're at 1,950 followers. So 50 away from 2,000. And at 2,000 followers, I will be hosting a 24-hour stream. First one ever.
There you go. And
I don't know.
that's close. I mean, 50 is not. What do you? You're. Yeah. That's not a hard number to hit from where you are at
Yeah,
all. Not
I
with
can.
everything. So it is. It's tough in the sense, not to cut you off, but like, because I'm noticing that right now is like, it almost feels like a plateau, and it's like, but I'm strictly a podcast. I'm getting into. I was streaming on a separate Pinchworm Gaming. You've probably seen it on Twitch. Is what I comment on whenever I comment. But I'm moving it all into one umbrella where it'll be everything will be under Chewin the Rag. And I'm gonna see if that kind of helps this plateau because I think it gets confusing where it's like, you guys want to watch me stream? Yeah, and it's like, all right, we'll go to this whole other fucking YouTube, and it's like, why? We're here, and it's like that's a good fucking point. So the number that you want to hit, you're not far from. But I don't like to say like, oh well, that's not too hard at all, because like I get the grind. Like I wanted to catch my words there. That's all that was.
My followers have slowed down like a lot. But since I've switched to Elden Ring, they started like going back up a little bit.
Yeah,
And every time I go on a new game, they go up for a bit. I just need to find that stride to hit that 50.
yeah,
I don't know how long it'll take. I would love to do the 24-hour next month. It would be a massive July if we could do the
yeah,
24-hour next month. Because next month there's a lot of IRL content coming. I'm going to Myrtle Beach the first week of July. So from the 5th to like the 9th, there will be tons of daily 1 hour IRL streams, bunch of vlogs dropping. I might be doing the yearly island trip on the 4th, but I don't know if I want to look like a lobster for my Myrtle Beach trip, so I
yeah.
might not. And yeah, adding the 24-hour into July would be incredible. And then we have a big August. There's a big event I'm hopefully going to in New York City. I'm trying to get back up to upstate. I'm trying to go to Jersey for some content. In September, I'm competing at NAGA, and then hopefully after that, I'll be going down to North Carolina for Marshall. Bunch of IRL stuff coming in. So like, if I could get the 24-hour done like next month, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, yeah,
I
that'd be
don't know
huge.
how possible it is. Uh, Shit, maybe I won't hit it till September, but whenever I do hit it, 24-hour streams coming.
Well, hopefully, people here are listening and they go check out the Twitch. I'll have everything right in the description of this episode. And this comes out today's the 22nd. Then it'll be out this coming Thursday, actually. I'll have it edited and posted. So hopefully you get that little bit of boost. But yeah, man, I think see, I have a tough time just what do I want to do outside of the pod and the stream? You know what I mean? Like I've had people who are like, "Oh, like you have a personality to like do reaction videos," and I'm like, "Yeah, but the way I react to things isn't, you know, reaction video type reaction. I am very like I'm not like, wow, did you see that? I'm like, bro, what the fuck was that? And it's like not everybody wants that dry reaction. And people are like, yeah, I guess that does make sense. My one buddy's like, no, it doesn't make sense. Get the fuck out there and do it. And I'm like, maybe we'll see, because just anything and everything to help grow this thing. But the main thing is always getting people on, talking. It's the podcast comes before the stream, comes before fucking anything else. And it's definitely, hopefully, on the up and up. I'm making a real big push now.
Well, definitely, probably the best advice I could give you is try not to do too much early. If you know the podcast works right now, just focus on the podcast,
Yeah,
and those other things will eventually come. You'll eventually get ideas to do something, or somebody else will inspire you to do something. And one big thing that I've been saying this year, like I constantly tell all of my mods this. I have one mod in particular. You know what? Shout out GP. GP is like probably the biggest help that I have in my like content career. Career. It kind of like it gets me going a little bit. It makes me emotional talking about GP. GP like he listens to every podcast and he comes back and tells me like what he thinks I could do better, or like where he thinks I fucked up, or like if I drop a video that I thought was good, he'll be like, "Yo, Swaggy, that was fucking ass, bro. Like that was
yeah,
shit."
right.
And for so long, for like the first year like streaming, I was surrounded by all of these other creators that were like, "Yo, Swaggy, what you're doing is great. That shit is good," but it wasn't. It was fucking ass. And like GP's the guy that'll be like, that'll be like, no, that shit sucks. Like, stop doing that. Or like this video's ass. Or like the Elden Ring videos. He was like, bro, those are incredible. Where was this like 6 months ago?
Yeah, right.
Or he'll tell me like, yo, your creativity is getting like so much better. Like you're starting to think out of the box and like this and that. And like he just keeps me going. And like it's not only the mod work, it's like the side work he does. He watches all my content, he stays intact, he makes sure the community's bussing in the Discord. Like he does so much for me, and like he's that guy for sure. But like I always tell him like I just can't get comfortable. Like I
Yeah, that's
can't
what
get
it
comfortable.
is.
Like I just have to stay uncomfortable at all times. And I'm always uncomfortable. Like I'm the most uncomfortable motherfucker on the planet. Like if you go back and watch that Romero match, very uncomfortable. And I feel like that's where the uncomfortability started and like really made me like push to like I can't keep going. I gotta keep going till like, till I get where I want to be, and I will not be
Yeah.
comfortable till I'm there. And like it also helps talking to people like iGame Watch, who told me be selfish. You have to be selfish. Like you can't like do all of these things and make content. Like you have to be selfish. It's all of this or content. And like that shit helps too. And like really like puts my eyes on the prize. And like shit, hopefully by the end of this year, next year, I'm full-time creating and I'm living the dream, and I still won't be comfortable because I don't want to stop till I'm up there at the top fucking boxing
Yeah.
Aiden Ross at a Misfits event.
That's exactly it. Like, I mean, once you get that comfortability thing's huge. Like, you can't. I talked about this. Obviously, it's a little bit different, but I talked about this on the last episode. I brought up like Father's Day, and I was like, for me personally, like celebrating Father's Day, it's cool to feel appreciated, but like it's not Father's Day. You're not you know what I mean? Like for me personally, I like to celebrate accomplishments. Like yeah, once you start celebrating, and now I'm getting away from the Father's Day thing, but once you start celebrating every little mundane thing you do, that's when comfort happens. When you're like, oh, I hit 50, like that's good. I hit 50. It's like, no, motherfucker, you should want to hit 100. And then it's like, oh, I hit 100. No, go hit 150 now. Like once you're like, all right, I hit 100. Now let's just hold back. And it's like, then you didn't really want it. You know what I mean? Like you don't cap yourself off. And I feel like that's what I started to do with the pod. And then like I would miss episodes. Granted, it was because stuff was going on, but I was like, nah, motherfucker, like you can't. If an episode's supposed to be out Thursday and you haven't recorded and it's Wednesday, you're staying up late, you're recording, you're editing it, and you're putting that bitch out Thursday. And like that's the push I'm trying to make right now. Is we had it as a hobby, we grew it naturally, authentically, the way that we were doing it. Now let's go into a little bit outside of our comfort zone and make this shit work. Like work now. Now it ain't just do it as I do it. Like put your head down and grow this bitch. So that's where I'm at right now.
Well, that's another thing too. I never want to look at this as work. Like
Right.
this like yeah, it could be putting bread on the table for me, and that's the goal one day, but it's not work. Like I love this shit. Like
Yeah.
I just started taking Fridays, Saturdays off. And yesterday I was at the parade, but today, like I was editing for a little bit, and then I had like an hour where I was just like, bro, I want to go live so bad. Like
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I've been lost the last 2 days. Like I want to go live. Like even now after this, like I want to go live. I miss. This is gonna sound crazy, corny, ridiculous. I miss my chat. It's been
Right.
like 2 days, but I miss those motherfuckers. Yeah, they're annoying as shit, and they banter me, and they're like, "Yo, Swaggy, you suck," but I love them. I love them at the end of the day. And like I miss them, and like that's what I love so much about content, because like I've
Yep.
had the last 2 days off from Whole Foods, and I don't want to go back tomorrow. I work tomorrow, but I don't want to go back tomorrow. But right now I'm itching because I'm not live. or
Exactly.
or
Exactly.
like or like if I am at work and like this is gonna get me fired, I can already tell. Sometimes I'll like get an idea and I'll just start editing on the floor. I'll just pull my phone
Yeah.
out and I'll just pull
I've
a
done it.
clip up and I'll just start editing on the floor. Like
I've done it.
the drive and love I have for content right now is like so above everything else. And like I just want to continue to be my genuine self and like continue making connections and continue putting myself out there. until I'm exactly where I need to be. And like, even at that point, I'm gonna keep pushing. Like I have some small goals, but I have major goals too. Like I really want to like push this thing.
Yeah, 100%. I'm in the same exact boat. And that's the misconception that people have. Like I put out a clip, this was like months ago, maybe even a year now, because I've been at it. But it was like treat your hobby like a job. And people were like, well then you move. I'm like, no, 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 no. You're getting it mixed up as if I'm saying like, you know, slave away at it, make it mundane, make it something you hate. Like, no, I just mean put the work forward. Cause like I don't like my fucking job. I don't want to go fucking in a warehouse and read labels and sweat my balls off, or in the wintertime freeze my balls off and plow and all this shit. Like when I say treat it as, I don't mean treat it as that. I hate that fucking place. I just mean like put the work in. That's all that is. And that was a big misconception that people have. And then you try to explain it and they're like, well, still. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck off. It works for me, goddamn it.
Yeah, and like I've also found it helped to like add some other hobbies too.
Yeah,
Like
that's huge.
like jiu-jitsu's a side hobby, so I'm not just like creating content all day. I do have 2 to 3 days a week where I go train jiu-jitsu. Some weeks I cut it to 2 so I can get more work done, but I try to go
Yep.
mostly 3. I'm also I've always been a like collector for like Funko Pops and like stuff like that.
So
My chat calls them toys. I'm a grown ass adult, bro. Like I just started collecting wrestling action figures again, and I'll unbox them on stream and get absolutely obliterated by my chat, and I'll just be like, nah, bro. Like this is like for example, this cane right here. This cane right here. This is a 1996 cane. This was made before I was born. It got rubber legs. They don't make them like this no more. They don't
no,
make them like
they
this
don't.
no more.
They don't.
This is retro in great condition. They were roasting the dog shit. I got it for $3 on eBay. That's a steal.
Bro, I was 4 when that came out. Everybody wanted that shit when I was a kid. Everybody,
Yeah.
bro. That was the shit when I was a kid. You had the fucking wrestlers, and like back in the day, like kids action figures now, their arms can fucking move. Back in the day, bro, they just stretched. That's all it was. They were stretchy like
Yeah.
rubber wrestlers, bro.
And
And people
yeah.
loved that shit when I was a kid.
I started collecting like wrestling action figures again, like the older stuff and some of the
Yeah.
newer stuff. But like shit like that is like another thing that like
When you
gives me like
brought up a hobby, that's the first thing I thought of because I saw you had, you know, the fucking wrestlers back there. I saw the video with you, or it was a Twitter post, one or the other. But you just posted about like finding a wrestler, and I was like, all right, there it is. Like that's just another outlet of getting away from. You can get out of your head by doing shit like that, though. Like that's really actually helpful.
yeah, nah, like and like it I look for like an hour every night. I'll go on eBay
Hmm.
because like I don't have like the budget to like have a massive nice collection,
Yeah.
but like I can go on eBay and find steals.
Hmm.
And that's like what I've been doing. And it works perfectly. Like this bad boy right here, you know, the box is a little fucked up, but this is a Bobby Lashley unmasked
Yeah,
Fury. I was like I was like 10 when they dropped this like original line, and
yeah, dude.
I remember wanting them so bad, but they were like $50 a figure.
Hmm.
And my parents were like, "No, you're just gonna take them out of the box." I'm like,
Yeah, you're
that's
gonna
what
fucking
they weren't
fuck them
wrong.
up.
They
No.
weren't wrong. Like and like I had gotten that for like $14, and it came with the fucking WrestleMania 22 Shawn Michaels. Like that's like can't beat that. You can't beat that. Like
No, bro. I had a toy collector on the pod actually, probably about a year ago, JD. And like toy collecting is that shit's no joke. If you really get into it as like a hobby, bro, him and his son are always like they're always on the hunt doing it. They have a channel as well, J&J Toy Giants. And like the shit that was the thing with this pod is even though I'm not, you know, that ain't my hobby. I'm not out there collecting toys. I'm not at garage sales trying to find a toy. But like I love when people have like something. You know what I mean? So like even for him, like just that hobby, I was like, I want to talk to that motherfucker because I don't understand that world. I don't understand how deep it really gets when you start talking about like what's mint, what's fucking refurbished, whatever the fuck it is, a brand new drop, dead stock, whatever the hell it might be. They talk about it like fucking sneakers, and I'm like, bro, I what are we doing here?
What's crazy about sneakers, this actually went complete. I always forget to talk about this on like anywhere I go, but like I actually it so like I started with content in 2016. My first ever podcast was called The Smoke Sesh. It made it probably 58 episodes, and then like we canceled it. Fast forward like another 2 years, and I started like a YouTube channel called CleanCo 401, where I restored and refurbished beat up sneakers.
Oh, okay.
And I did that for maybe a year, and it turned into a business. And this is why I say like I never want to look at content as work, because like I loved restoring my own sneakers and my homie sneakers at first, but then people started hitting me up, and like I started doing it as a job, and like the money was great.
Oh yeah.
I was
Oh yeah.
making a good amount of money on the side, just like icing people's sneakers and like restoring. But then people started hitting me up for crazy ass jobs like reglues and like
Oh
full
god.
repaints,
Yeah, bro.
and like I can do it. That was stuff I could do. Like I taught myself how to do everything. I can still do it. But like that is so time consuming. I was like spending
Yeah.
like 20-hour days like doing sneakers. And at first like I just wanted to like just ice a pair of 11s that I had gotten up, because I've always been cheap. So like I don't buy dead stock shoes unless it's a new release, because they
Mhm.
overcharge. So I learned how to restore shoes so I could go pay $100 for a pair of like Concord 11s that were fucking wrecked, and then I could just take them and make them look 9 out of 10 condition.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
that's why I learned how to restore originally, and that's what I was doing at first. I was like getting shoes that I've always wanted and just restoring them completely, and doing the same for my homies. But then like it just got too crazy. I was taking in like 15 to 20 pairs a week. People were shipping me pairs. Like it was getting insane. And
Yeah,
then
no.
one love I had for it was the content side, which I didn't even have time for anymore because I was spending so much time on the actual shoes.
Right. Yeah, no, that's a good point. That's a somebody like you who's been bit in the ass by having that mindset where it's like, no, bro, I made this shit a job and it fucking sucked.
Yeah, bro. Like I never want to look at it as a job because it's ass. It ruins it for me.
Yeah, yeah,
Like I've done that with so much shit. Like I grew weed for a little bit. My dad passed away a couple of years ago, but before he had passed away, he was very sick, and I was his caretaker for marijuana. We both had our legal licenses, so I grew him his weed. And it ended up I ended up like expanding it to the point where like at first I loved it, and then like it got too big. It turned into a
yeah.
fucking business again.
Yeah,
And like and I was just I gotta stop doing this with stuff. I gotta stop turning shit I love into a business.
that's
I
that
gotta
fucking
just
mindset.
I
It's
gotta
like,
just fucking do it.
just let me do it. Shit's insane, bro. Well, we are about, I think we're over an hour, just about, yeah, about hour 10. I want to make sure you get all your plugs in. I know you go by, Swaggy Dr Kush on all platforms, and then you got the Swagcast. So go ahead, get all your plugs in here. I don't want to miss
Uh
anything.
I'm a shameless plugger, so I
Plug
will
away. I got
I'll
time.
take. Let me get comfortable. Let me get comfortable. So no, no, no. So yeah, no. I'm Swaggy Dr Kush on everything. The Swagcast. I'm having issues putting the links out for like Apple and like Spotify. I'm still new to that. I'll eventually have them
Yeah.
all in my link tree, but just search the Swagcast in on Spotify and Apple. We're very down right now. Like if you search Swagcast on Spotify, it's like the 18th thing that pops up. So you got to scroll a little bit, but the more follows and likes we get, we'll start to go up. And I just dropped the Wolfpack Part 2 episode. He came on in the third episode. So having him for episode 20 was cool. Episode 21, I like to have surprise guests. You never know who the guest is until I drop an episode. And you might like spawn on an episode one day and it's just me. So it's always fun in the Swagcast. Make sure you stop by the Swagcast. And I go live Monday. I'm sorry, Sunday through Thursday on Twitch, Twitter, and TikTok will be starting up soon. But you can always find me on Twitch. I'm live 1 p.m. through 2 p.m. Eastern time, usually to 5 or 7. If I have jitsu, I get off at 5:30ish. If I don't, I get off at 7. So we always give the long streams. And if it's a Wednesday, I'm usually off on Wednesdays. So I give y'all like an 8-hour stream. 24-hour stream at 2K. I think that's all I got. Oh, and Twitter. Twitter is also Swaggy Dr Kush, but I'm very, very, very active on Twitter. I'm always fucking tweeting. I'm always talking shit. If you love professional wrestling, I am always tearing down Tribalist. Also the Swaggy Dr Kush Discord. It's an absolute riot to be in there. A lot of fun, a lot of assholes, but that's that's the name of the game, baby. And it's a lot of fun in there, so you want to get in there too.
I'll make sure. Look, everything in the description of this video, wherever the hell you're watching, Spotify, Apple, fucking Amazon, we're everywhere. Check the description. You'll have all of Swaggy's links there. Let's get them up to 2K so we can get that 24-hour fucking stream.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna go crazy. I don't want to give out many 24-hour stream secrets, but there will be a kiddie pool full of something that's not water. So y'all are gonna want to be there. I've been talking about a pudding pool for a long time. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right, well, I think we are out of here. I think that's a wrap.